Hello. In today's live, we are going to explore Descript's newest update of having something called the Underlord feature and the Underlord AI assistant. And if you don't know, Descript is a great tool to use to turn some of your longer videos, longer trainings, webinars, Zoom meetings, so on and so forth, into short video clips, into newsletters, into social media posts, whatever. I consider it an essential part of the tech tool stack, just like Canva, but a little bit more specific to video. And so, if you're a business owner that had to put in the hours to kind of learn Descript in the first place, which it is kind of a learning curve to get a good handle on it. Now what they've done is they have completely updated the layout. So now we have to relearn it. And I'm already getting a lot of questions and bombarded with how do I find this feature and that feature within the new layout, because a lot of the things were on the left side. Now I think they're on the right. And so we're going to experience this together. And I'm going to upload one of the videos that I took earlier today in a live video event on LinkedIn, or actually live audio events, but we recorded it. And then I'm going to play around with this new layout and the new Underlord AI assistant. A few of my clients have had the update for over a week. I got it this morning, and you'll see that it looks completely different when you go into your Descript editing area. And they also sent out, which I'll show on the screen, they also sent out a notification. So if you look at this, they say, Underlord is here, Descript season 6. This was 10 hours ago, and mine updated early this morning as well. And it says, our biggest improvements ever. It all starts with our new AI assistant editor, Underlord. Very interesting name choice, but we won't go there. Nobody wants an AI overlord, but everyone could use an AI underlord. Like, why couldn't they just call it like AI bestie or AI guardian angel or something positive? But we won't go there. We've also streamlined the app in a way that makes all of our features feel closer to hand. Well, we'll see about that. And creators who've tried the new layout have been raving about it. I don't know about that. But it could just be that people, because it takes such a learning curve to get used to this tool in the beginning, that people just got used to the old layout and now it's switched up on them. And now they have to get used to a new one. So we're confident you'll like it. If you do, we appreciate it. If you tell us if you like it, if you want a quick tour, they have a video and they're doing a live, I don't know, I guess that was yesterday. Limits on AI features coming soon. So this is also interesting how they kind of put this intertangled into their new update. Like, yes, we have updated the software, and by the way, we're also going to limit you. So we hope you'll take the next month to get familiar with Underlord. I don't know, I'm still not bought on the name. Starting July 2nd, we'll be introducing usage limits on Underlord's AI powers. We need to do this to ensure the long-term stability, performance, and continuous improvement of our AI. So I wonder if they're going to charge more for unlimited and what those limits are going to be, because I'm someone that uses this tool a lot, and so does my team. So that's just interesting. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing that. And then I'm going to bring up the screen here, and we're going to do this together from the get-go, because I know how frustrating it could be somebody skipping a lot of steps. All right, so the only step that I'm going to skip is just clicking on my Descript app. And I recommend that you do use it in the desktop app versus using it in the browser. I've just found that it has a lot less complications that way. So let me bring it up and let's start. Okay. Okay. To share audio, share a tab. Okay, I guess. I don't know if it will share the audio here. I may actually have to use it in the browser because I want to share my audio with you. And I guess that's a StreamYard limit. 1 second. Okay, so let's just do this from the browser. But ideally, let's pretend this didn't happen and that I'm on the app. Okay, so so from the get-go, it does look a little bit different. They like modernize the buttons, and this used to be a blocky like purple button, and now it's like an oval white one. And as you can see here in true Descript fashion, and I know like I make jest of how they can be a little bit better, but this really is a useful tool and I highly recommend it. And I highly recommend mastering the tool, especially if you're a business owner that does create content and that wants to take their personal brand seriously and may not have a whole marketing team at your disposal yet. So here in true Descript fashion, they have a major update with just black and white text in small print. And if you're someone that wears glasses like me, then I don't know, that you may miss it. So just know that it is there. And when I opened it, it automatically updated. So what I'm going to do is click new project, and then I'm going to click video project. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a file. So I'm going to drag the file, and it's going to say your transcript will be ready in a few minutes. And this is the file. And there's actually multiple speakers. There's actually like 5. And it will detect speakers. So this was a LinkedIn audio event, even though I'm the only one in the actual video. A few people came to stage. I had a co-speaker. I had 2 co-speakers. So I wanted to help me detect it so that it could differentiate the speakers in the transcript. And then what I'm going to do is click English. And we're going to wait. Now, there's some people that will be like, it's not working. It's not working. You have to kind of look at this on the left-hand side. I don't know if you could see, hopefully, where my pointer is. And hold on. Where it says 0% transcribing. So we just wait till that gets to, 100%. It could take a couple of minutes. And you just have to have a little bit of patience. And it's also detecting the speakers. Now, if we experience too many complications for this live tutorial with the Chrome browser version of Descript, I'll just take it to the desktop app and we'll have to make do with the sound. But again, because of StreamYard, it wants me to share it in the browser. And so we'll just give it a couple minutes. As you can see here, what used to be on the left side at the top, and it is working, it's 50%. But on the left at the top, it used to say something like AI actions, and then you would click it, and a lot of this would be something that pops up. But what we see now is on the right-hand side, we see the Underlord, and then it asks, what do you want to do? And we're going to play with that in a second. Then it starts giving you options for sound, for the look of the video, for repurposability. And here we'll be creating clips and seeing, how well this does. I think something that's cool that I see in beta is now translate captions, which is very timely because, I do speak Spanish, and we were talking about a Spanish YouTube channel today. If you're bilingual, put the languages that you speak in the chat. And, another thing here that I saw that's pretty interesting was that you could create a highlight reel, draft a title, YouTube description. Okay. And then a lot of this used to be up here. And we'll start playing with that. So let's identify the speakers, and then it's almost done transcribing. So I'm going to click, and I'm going to say get started. And then and again, what we're talking about, if you're just entering the room, so obviously that's me speaking, and I'm gonna put myself as the speaker. This is Shankar, so I'm gonna just put Shankar. Okay, let's see. Did it work? All right, I'm gonna leave. I'll be back. I'll be right back. So I don't know why it identified me as a different speaker, but I'm just gonna put me. These are the kinds of things that you learn. This is Andrea. Go follow Andrea Ferguson somewhere on LinkedIn, on YouTube. Shankar as well. They're my business partners.
I found a gap in my community and I started filling it. And I think that I was driven by solving problems. And so one of my thoughts.
So I have to go back and check what his name was, but I'm going to put chess coach. He came up to the stage and asked a question on how to scale what he does, his visibility, and he's a chess coach, which I think is super cool. And that's also the beauty about LinkedIn, is that I haven't seen one other person even talk about chess on LinkedIn. He could dominate his niche.
Hi, Sharon.
And then I think his name was Pratam. Okay. So now that it's identified the speakers, it says that's it. If you need to adjust the speaker labels, simply drag and drop. Okay, we're going to click close. And then here's the video. So prior, what would happen is I'd click up here and it would say like AI actions or do an action, whatever. And then here now is where everything is. So if I hover over edit for clarity, it says remove filler words, digressions, blather, and all the obvious cuts. But I don't really like to do that because sometimes the obvious cuts or what it thinks are filler words or quote unquote blather. I don't even know what blather means, but whatever. It's probably like gibberish and unnecessary words are not necessarily the case. And then it's hard to get them back into the transcript. So I do use studio sound, and especially for an audio event recording, because you can control how your audio sounds, how your mic is connected, but some other people are out in the open. There's a lot of noise. You know, your guests may come hot and heavy into the room and be loud or very, very soft. So I'm going to click studio sound. And what that will do is that will kind of level out the sound and make it more of a studio quality throughout the video. And the way that you do that here is you just toggle this on and off. Now, that was on the right-hand side before, but it was a little bit harder to find. So I think that with the features listed like this, they're a little bit easier. It's a little bit more intuitive so far. And as you can see with the spinning wheel, this does take, a minute or two studio sound in progress. The downside of studio sound is that it can make you sound like a robot, or it can make your voice a lot deeper than it actually is. So to kind of level it off, if it is too strong, you just have to click this button right here and then change the intensity. So usually I'll change the intensity to about 70%, but first I got to hear what it sounds like. And so we'll wait to hear what that sounds like. And so that you could kind of see what that difference is, I'm going to play maybe 10 seconds and then we'll go back. Hello, everyone. How are you today? My name is Shanae Murray. All right, so now that you know kind of what that sounds like, we'll wait for the studio sound to complete, and then we'll see what I sound like after the fact. Let's see if it will bring up studio sound if I put something like improve sound. Okay, so that doesn't really help me, right? It does for later lives or for later videos, but it doesn't help me for this one. And I think maybe what could have been a little bit more helpful is if I said, how can I improve the sound? and it would bring up the feature of Studio Sound. Now, maybe it's not doing that because I already clicked it, but I doubt it. And we're still waiting. And Studio Sound can take a little bit to complete. So I'm going to click Underlord again. One of the things that I usually do off the bat with a video like this is remove filler words. So this again used to be top left, now it's on the right, so I'm going to click it. And in true Shanae fashion, there's a lot of ums, likes, and so's, and you never know how often you use these filler words until you start editing with Descript. Usually I tend to just click remove all for time efficiency, and it usually does identify them pretty well. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to click the X, and then I'm going to go back to Underlord, and it's still spinning with the Studio Sound, as you can see right here. Studio Sound is still in progress. So remove retakes. This is cut all but your best takes. This isn't really necessary in a video like this because I was live and there aren't any retakes, but I could see how it would be useful if I was shooting a scripted YouTube video or a scripted course video, or just anything scripted, maybe a video for our community. And if you want to learn more about that and how we help people grow on LinkedIn, go to ugrow.club and register for the challenge we're having next week. But I could see how removing retakes would be useful if it's a scripted video. I think Studio Sound completed, so I'm going to click it. And then let's listen to how it sounds and if I need to change the intensity. Hello, everyone. How are you today? My name is Shanae Murray. And today we're going to be talking about, I don't know, put what you think in the chat. Should I reduce it? I mean, I'll probably reduce it to like 80%. It's not so bad, but it's better than the original just for the actual listener. Sound is very important when it comes to video. All right, so here I could also add chapters, divide into chapters and add markers. You know, I don't really need to do that right now, but we could actually do it for the sake of the live. Divide into chapters and add markers. We'll actually do that at the end because it may complicate things. Eye contact. I'm not really looking at the camera so much in this video because there's other speakers and it's a little bit creepy through the glasses. But if you're kind of have a tendency to, let's say, read a prompt and it's above your eyes, then it could be useful. But I've seen it work on some people's eyes better than others. Center active speaker. I think that this is a useful feature and it's in beta. So what this will do is if I turn this into, let's say, a short, which I'll show you shortly, pun intended, it could just automatically center the speaker, which I think is useful because playing around with the Descript, moving the video to the left, to the right, the sizing of it, it just takes more time and it's kind of annoying. So let's pretend that I wanted to create this short. So I'll just highlight this area, and this isn't useful clip, but I'm just going to do it for the purposes of this feature. We will click the 3 dots and then duplicate to new composition. You'll see here that at the bottom, it'll say open. And so now I'm just in the studio area with this clip, and we could probably see the same thing. So center active speaker, what I'll do is I'll click the landscape, portrait, and then let's see if it automatically resizes it or if it just centers it. And it didn't resize it. So that's very interesting to me. So what you would have to do is still resize it first and then use that feature, as far as I can tell right now. Hold on. So you'd have to go like this and then like this. And why is this? Okay. So sometimes, like especially if it's a horizontal video that you're turning into a vertical short, you know, like I move a lot, so my face will be halfway this way, halfway that way. And I think that it's cool that they have center active speaker now, but obviously it would be even cooler if you know, and then remove effects. So let's see if I stay in the middle. For business owners, if you could hear me, put a thumbs up in the audience, and just so that we know that we're audible. And we will start very shortly. I have Shankar with. Yeah, so I wasn't moving that much anyway, but I stay pretty centered the whole time. I think that that's pretty useful. And so far, these features are very easy to find. So let's go down a little bit. Generate an image, type words, make pictures, describe any image you can. Underlord will create it for you. Now, I'm not sure where this would kind of be useful, but we could try it. Growth mindset for business owners, and maybe we could generate an image of, let's say, a business owner holding a seed that turns into a tree or something. Let's see how well it does. Now, what I tell my clients is if you're looking for speed, this probably is not the tool that you want to work with. If you're just looking to throw your video into something where it's going to pop out clips, that's something like Opus. But you do have more customability and more things that you could do. It's a more holistic tool. So these aren't so bad, actually. They're better than I thought. I'm just wondering what we're supposed to do with them. So, okay, so what it does is it puts a layer over it. And so what could happen now is I could resize this and drag it down. And we'll see. Hello, everyone. How are you today? My name is Shanae Ray. And today we're going to be talking about having a. Now, obviously, I do that like where you could see it, or maybe just, to the right of me here. Something like that. But that's pretty cool. Shanae Ray. And today we're going to be talking about having a growth mindset. And the image was better than I expected. So I'm actually very interested in the create clips. And this is the first time I actually knew of this update because one of my clients was watching one of our training videos and she's like, mine looks completely different. I can't find the create clips feature. So all you have to do is scroll down, and they make this not intuitive because the scroll bar is also black. And a lot of, people just get confused that there's no ability to scroll because it's hard to see. So you're going to actually scroll down, and then let's see how good of clips it creates. This is a 56-minute, 49-second video. And so let's see what it can do. So what I think is interesting is prior, there just used to be this little paragraph with a prompt. And it used to say, find 5 clips, blah, 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 each around 30 seconds long. And you would have the ability to basically edit the prompt to find the clips. Now it's just asking you the number of clips and the duration. So I'm actually going to put 60 seconds. I find that if I put 30 seconds and let's say 10 seconds or 5 seconds of that is just not rhythmed right, or it needs to actually go on a little bit longer, or it sometimes just cuts them off a little bit weird. So I'd rather it be longer and I could delete a sentence within the script than it be shorter and then I have to kind of live with it or just do extra steps that would kind of make the find good clips feature useless, right? Because the point is to save time. So here for the layout, it says browse templates. So this is the layout of, I guess, the clips that it will generate. So I guess if you're looking for horizontal, it's this. For caption clips, it's this, which is pretty cool because you don't have to add captions as an extra step. And I guess they just give you templates. And so let's just go with the single word. Okay. And you can describe the goal and criteria to find the best clips, but we'll just see what it could generate on its own with a 60-second time limit. And I will say that there are definitely some mic drops in this particular training. It was very good, very fluid, not just for myself, but from the other speakers. So if it can't get some really good clips within that 60-second time frame, I would be really disappointed. All right. Again, if you need a tool for speed, this may not be it. You're gonna like Descript is one of those things you put on your calendar and okay, so what is going on here? It didn't do it. Let's try again. And this is where cue the elevator music. Sorry, Underlord is imperfect. Underlord is thinking, still working up a lot of words here. So now I did it. So it decided to do it on the second attempt. Sometimes that's just what it is with these tools. They're making a lot of upgrades in the background. So your clips have been saved as new compositions. And the way that that works is to find your new compositions, you click this, and now it'll organize it here. So beforehand, you kind of had to do it. It would show you one clip, and then you would decide whether you wanted to duplicate that to a new composition. So that is a step that they have changed, obviously. Now they're just deciding that they're going to duplicate it to a new composition for you. And they're doing it within the batch because this is the one that we did as a test in the beginning. And so I'm going to delete this. And so this is the batch of clips that it has created. And what I think is interesting is that they are already titled. And here you could see the length of the clip and you could see some type of star rating that it has, which I don't really know what it's rating it on. But here we see the clip emphasizes the importance of obsession with goals and success, providing practical advice for daily routines. It offers motivation. Okay. So we'll just click done. And then let's listen to them and see if they're actually good. The way that you listen to them is you just literally click the clip.
Like you're planting a seed, and then you could step back and you won't feel guilty about rest or any of that because you know you're doing the work, and you just let the universe do everything else because you know that if you do the activities, the result will follow. And for me, business has always been that level of faith. If I do my part, the likelihood of XYZ happening just gets accelerated. And if it doesn't, it has to be something completely out of my control, like an asteroid hitting the Earth or something. But
that's so dramatic.
I don't have control of that anyway, so why worry about it? So I think that there's a.
I mean, the clip is great. I'm just going to say it so far. It's great. It would definitely resonate with my audience. Obviously, what we're in need of here is the center screen feature because half my head is out of the screen. So let's see if it can do that for us. Center active speaker and submit. And let's see what a difference that makes. And I guess you know that it's still working because it glows. And I don't know if I see much of a difference, but we'll kind of.
Like you're planting a seed, and then you could step back and you won't feel guilty about rest or any of that because you know you're doing the work.
Okay, so obviously it's not getting it 100%, and we may have to still do some of it manually. And I guess if you chose this, you have to turn it off, which is kind of annoying. So I don't know why they did that either. So I'm going to turn this off, and then I will have the ability to zoom it in a little bit. And then also, why is this not working? Move the video around. Okay. And it also put a dark layer over it. All right. Now, let's say I didn't want to get rid of this dark layer, right? What I could do is just, I could look at the layers here. So layer, and then I could move it. Then I could kind of 120%, and then move it to the right, and then move the other layer. You see? Now that's kind of like, I guess they're adding that in the template that I chose, but it is a good clip. And then what I would do is click publish, and I could download it or I could export it. And it already has the captions.
You know you're
if I wanted to move the captions, let's see if that's possible. I don't know if it is. I guess we have to live with it. Maybe captions. Oh, here we go. Okay. Obviously, this would kind of underscore the purpose of this thing. So I would just probably live with it. And then the next one, I'm not going to choose a template. Let's listen to the context of the clips more than anything, because it's a messaging that matters more than that.
I think that those are very interesting topics. And then yesterday on YouTube, I've seen these people who play chess with random strangers, and then it looks like they're a beginner, but they're really
So this was an answer to a question from the chess coach, and it's not really giving enough context in the beginning. So I'd probably just, get rid of this one. Next one.
I think I am exactly that. And how do you become that? It has to do with becoming absolutely obsessed with your goals, with your success, with knowing what you want and having faith that you will achieve it, even if you have absolutely no idea what the exact pathways will look like.
And because I wasn't recording through my audio interface, the sound isn't the best, and I'm not looking at the camera, so I'll probably skip that one.
So for the next 90 days, you will spend the first 90 minutes of your workday on the one most important thing that you could focus on to grow your business.
That is a great clip, and I'm going to see if I could change the captions or would just add it to the template. Okay, so now. So this is, let's see. Yeah, it's annoying me. Okay, so I could get rid of them. But again, like the whole point of Find Good Clips is to save your time, not to be doing all of this. So I could add the captions again. I could click these, and then I could get rid of the Descript logo. But why would I even choose the template in the first place if it's just going to cause me more, it's going to cost me more time? And so the way that you would customize this is if you want it to be bigger, you could do like 120. You could change the color here. So let's say like a light green. You can choose for it to be bold or just, whatever kind of style you like. I like Bebas New. And you could also choose for it to be capital, even if you don't choose this font. So you could choose like a Josephine Sands and it be capital, but I like this one. And probably a little bit bigger. And to only show one word at a time. Why is this? You'd probably go like that. Okay. And then we could just move it over here. And so then we'd have another clip, click publish and download. So I won't go into like all of the clips, but so far, if you get like 66% of them pretty good, you could organize yourself where you have enough just from one training for your entire week of content. Now going back to the main video, which is how you do that, by the way, you just click down and then you navigate to the top. And ideally, you would want it to be titled differently. So like growth mindset audio events. All right. And let's go back to the Underlord. Now let's create a highlight reel. This is supposedly if, you have a podcast, especially, I think it's also useful for YouTube videos where it shows a little highlight in the beginning, but let's check it out. It also has templates. I wonder if you could just not have a layout, whatever. We'll choose one and we'll live with it. And let's look at their layouts. Let's see if they have more YouTube. This is obviously a little bit more YouTube. And let's do this. So click submit. And now what it will do is it will create maybe a highlight reel that could be introduced in the beginning of a video. And then it could go to the main thing. And if you've ever, like for me, I've become a loyal listener to some YouTube creators because they did pique my interest in the first 30 seconds of the video that I happened chanced upon. And again, I don't know. What do you all think about the Underlord? I don't know. I'm just not sold on that name. So let's watch the highlight reel, and then you could give your opinion in the chat, and I'll kind of give mine. I'm just exploring and discovering a lot of these tools live with you.
In business, if you're not growing, you're dying. For the next 90 days, you will spend the first 90 minutes of your workday on the one most important thing. You really stay focused and are prepared and become the best at whatever skill you're doing the work. And you just let the universe do everything else because you know that if you do the activities, the result will follow. If I do my part, the likelihood of XYZ happening just gets accelerated.
Okay, so far, I mean, it's doing great. Now, you don't want such a long highlight reel. Like, it's giving way too long. But I could shorten it, and then we'll kind of listen to it. And I think that that's good enough. It's 40 seconds. That's even a little bit long. Okay, so 34 seconds. Let's see.
In business, if you're not growing, you're dying. For the next 90 days, you will spend the first 90 minutes of your workday on the one most important thing. You're doing the work and you just let the universe do everything else because you know that
This is kind of redundant too, so I could get rid of this.
Important thing. I think that there's a certain faith that comes with the growth, but that faith is only possible, and that security and certainty in that faith is only possible when you actually know that you do the work.
And then it could go into the main thing. So I think it did pretty well with that. And again, it could be, what's happening here? I don't know what happened, but you can make it bigger. And you can, let's say, add a shadow. You can add an outline. So the border right here could be white. And it could be a little bit bigger so that it stands out. And then I could also move it up. And maybe a little bit smaller. Okay.
In business, if you're not growing.
Okay. And now this is an important lesson to learn that I only applied it here. Okay. And it won't let me. So it's good to kind of get rid of these chapters or else you're going to have to do this 3 times. All right. But you get the point. But I think that highlight reel is very good, especially if you do some type of podcast or YouTube video. Now let's do translate captions. And I do speak Spanish fluently and I write it pretty fluently. So I'm going to choose Spanish. The composition. Okay. And to add captions to this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go to the original. This is the original. And I'm going to go to captions and let's just do these. Oh, and I could have applied it to all scenes here earlier. So they did change that up. That was kind of confusing. Let's go back to that clip and see if we could fix it out of curiosity. Highlight reel. I don't know if it will do it now. Whatever. So now that we've applied it to all scenes, we should be able to do translate captions to Spanish. Hola a todos, ¿cómo estás hoy? Mi nombre es, and I have to change my name, obviously, Shanae Marie. Hoy vamos a hablar sobre cómo tener una mentalidad de crecimiento para los dueños de negocios. Yeah, it's pretty good. So let's do it. And then submit. Oh, okay. So they did it in a new composition. Where is it? Okay. So, I have to click done. Translations will not stay in sync with any edits you make.
Hello, everyone. How are you today? My name is Shanae Marie, and today we're going.
And then I guess if I publish it, it will have it. That's a little bit confusing. I'll figure that out later when we're not on live. Again, it's still in beta. So here, publish, draft a title, summarize, show notes, YouTube description, draft a social post, draft a blog post. Let's see how well it does with the blog post, and we'll go from there. Get words, lots of words that will read wonderfully with a little polish. Examples, include examples of writing to match length and tone. Custom instructions, we'll kind of forego that for now and just see how well it does. Okay, kind of like stopped at this point. Maybe if I said make it longer. But again, like the view is so small that I just go to ChatGPT or Claude anyway. If they had it where I could almost go into a new composition and have its own space, it'd be fine. Let's see how well it does for a YouTube description. And it'd be good if I put in like the template my team has to see if it will follow. But it did pretty good. Okay. And then let's see. And then write, brainstorm, write a script, write an outline, rewrite. Instant iteration, don't love your draft. Let Underlord rewrite it. So let's see. Okay, kind of stopped midway, which, for an hour video. So obviously there's some improvements that need to be had. But overall, so far, it's pretty intuitive. There's just a little bit here and there. And let's just say that I wanted to write. Okay, so if you put write, ask a rewrite, ask an outline, write a script. Let's see, write a YouTube video script based on this transcript. I've created the YouTube video, but then there's an empty space. As I was saying, let's see. Okay, so it did it again. Hey, everyone, let's talk why growth mindset. And it's not really understanding. This is not really good at all because it's saying, do you agree with this, Shankar? And it's not understanding that Shankar wouldn't be there for, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, I think that it's pretty intuitive to at least find these features. And I think the translate captions, once it's a little bit better and works better, I think the generate an image was better than I expected. Center active speaker, once they fix that, is going to be very useful. And overall, Descript is just a great tool. So this was just my initial reaction to this. I'm sure that the bugs will improve. And Descript is just, like I said, it's an essential in our tool stack. So I'm excited to learn how to maximize the new updates and the quote unquote Underlord so that I could train my team on how to do so and my clients on how to do so as well. If you have any questions, put your questions in the comments of this video, and also message me on LinkedIn or put your comments in the video below on whatever other videos you want me to create tutorials on. I will be doing this more often, specifically for YouTube, because when you put in the work, you get the results. God bless you. Ciao.